Hello everyone, welcome to Shama's Mindful Meditation Online program. Today we're looking at how to empower yourself and we're talking about all things self-empowerment. Why not drop Shama a follow or like on their Facebook page or their YouTube account? So let's talk a little bit about self-empowerment. So it's about taking control of your life because you deserve to be in control of you. And the very essence of empowerment requires you to set meaningful goals, small ones, just to start to begin to identify what you want from life. And then taking action to achieve those goals to have a more positive impact in your life overall. Now, people who have a lack of self-worth do not feel empowered as often they've had some form of lack of control in some or part of their lives. Let me give you an example. Might be a situation where people allow others to make decisions for them. Perhaps it could be a partner or a spouse, children, work colleagues, management, friends, or even neighbours too. And I'm sure we've all encountered an example of this somewhere in our lives. Perhaps you're listening to this and thinking, well, that's what happens to me as well, and is happening to me. So having a lack of self-worth is actually the opposite of empowerment, and can lead to a lack of confidence in the self and all the skills and capabilities you actually have. And in the long run, this can leave an impact on you personally, emotionally, and physically. Also affecting the decisions we need to make and often getting others to make decisions for us because we're so used to people controlling us. However, this being said, these patterns of behaviour can be changed and broken by increasing that level of self-awareness and self-confidence through empowerment. So the question is, how does self-empowerment actually affect our lives? So let's look at how empowering ourselves can strengthen relationships. So when you begin to believe in yourself more, you actually begin to believe more in what you're worth and stop relying on others for approval, for example, or validation. So if you're, for example, constantly relying on friends, or family members to give you advice and make your decision in life, or however small or large they may be, we're unable to actually move forward in life and be who we're meant to be. And it's fine to gauge advice or gain advice from friends and family, but ultimately it should be you that has the ultimate decision on what path you want to take. So let's use an example. Imagine you want to do something nice as a family together, but then decide after speaking to friends or extended family about what your plans may be, that original plan you had has changed because of other people's perceptions and views. Now, this can impact you and your immediate family. It can leave you feeling as if you've been gaslighted, maybe sad and in a state of limbo, because your plans have now been shattered by someone else, because we've allowed their negative views to influence us. So, empowering yourself means you don't need anyone to tell you that you're amazing and capable, because you know that you've been on this journey and accepted how amazing and capable you really are. And you'll stop doubting who you are and what your skills and inner resources are, and actually realize how powerful and empowered you actually are. So imagine, just for a moment, the more empowered you become, the more self-belief you have in yourself and how it grows stronger, you will begin to make choices and decisions that benefit you, and it will positively impact not just your life but those around you. In fact, you may not believe this, but you can become a powerhouse and a source of support and inspiration for others rather than the other way around. And you watch the tides begin to change within you and allow this transformative process to carry you to success in all areas of your life. And there are many ways you can empower your life. So let's look at a few of these together. Let's start at your career, if you're in a career or planning to go into one. So, when you begin the journey into yourself and get to know who you really are, you become more productive at work. Or you may find that you have discovered a new career that you've never considered before. And as you begin to become more positive and confident in yourself, you begin to make better decisions at work. You take your time to process information and you generally get things in order in terms of what you need to do. And you might begin to see obstacles as challenges rather than stopping you in your tracks. And you begin to deal more confidently with colleagues who perhaps make you at times feel bad about yourself or undervalued, perhaps. And you'll begin to realize that they are projecting their insecurities onto you. And negativity no longer affects you like it used to. In fact, you change the pace, you take control as to what you allow in your life because it's right for you and it's your life. Just a few pointers there now, looking at health. When we're stuck in that vicious cycle of constant doubt and lack of self-worth, we can actually cause ourselves to be in a state of anxiety, and this can affect our health and other issues too. So when we don't understand who we are, it's very easy to become insecure and worry what others may think about us. And this worry can impact our mental well-being in so many different ways. So when you begin to embark on your journey of self-discovery, your confidence and self-belief increases. And you become empowered, and what others think about you will begin to fade far away. So the next question is here, how can you become more self-empowered? So now that we've outlined how self-empowerment can improve your life, you're probably wondering how you can tap into this phenomenon of being empowered. Let's look at a few tips for self-awareness and empowerment. Self-empowerment is about literally taking those reins and moving forward with your life confidently, but most importantly, at your pace. And there's so many different ways of doing this, so let's talk about a few. Have you perhaps enrolled on an educational course or some kind of provision? Well, why not try enrolling on a course? Or discover something new, a new hobby, or try something completely different, stepping out of that comfort zone. And your next step is to understand more about what you want to learn. Learning will empower you to build your confidence and to explore new skills and better yourself for your own future, because nobody else is going to do that for you. And it's about having that self-belief and believing that you can do this. So before you start your course, it's about changing that mindset and believing that you can achieve whatever you put your mind to, and knowing that you have the necessary information that you can help and support and be successful in whatever you do. And understanding that you're doing this for you, and this will help you in building your confidence and embarking on a more positive future. You're not doing it for anyone else. You're doing this for you. And in time, as you increase your skills, you'll become more confident in your abilities. So taking action and keep taking action is really important, because self-empowerment means not being knocked back by the first hurdle you encounter, but having the strength and that resilience and persistence to keep going forward to achieve your goals. And another important point is choosing your own words to define and describe yourself. You choose how you define yourself, your space and identity, as sometimes others will decide to do that for you and set standards by which you end up judging yourself. You may come across people who try to persuade you to conform to their demands. We've all been there. Be clear about who you are and be clear about your values and goals, and don't let others define you, especially if it's negative comments towards you, because we often, as humans, we're really good at absorbing criticism, not thinking about what we really think about ourselves. So naturally avoiding internalizing that criticism and negativity, because criticism can be like a personal attack if we allow it to enter our minds too deeply. Being mindful about the thoughts that go through our mind when faced with criticism should be observed, but not allow them to internalize and manifest and take root. Taking a deep breath and choosing words that will empower you to answer in a positive way whilst maintaining your space is a really good way forward and takes time and practice. So to begin that self-empowerment journey, we must understand our strengths as well as observing our weaknesses. And that way we can gain that more authentic self from the start. We can begin to accomplish anything we set our minds to, and with that starts with self-belief. So why not take some of these points away and think about how you define yourself? And if you're defining yourself based on other people's opinions, well, It's about realigning our thoughts into a more positive framework and really write down what you think of yourself, not what your friends or your family think of you, but what do you think of yourself? So until then, take care.